What is up, Gamer Army? Welcome back to another exciting episode of PsykoGamer. I am your host, Aubrey, and today I am wishing everybody a Happy New Year. I know I just did one about a week or so, maybe a week and a half ago. That was kind of a Christmas episode. This one is a year in review when it comes to the PsykoGamer YouTube channel. So I do appreciate all of you that have subscribed. There's a little over 700 of you, and many of you have been around with me for quite a while, leaving comments, likes, and subscribes, and all that good stuff as well. And I appreciate each and every single one of you because I am growing the channel slowly but surely. Life kind of unfortunately gets in the way as opposed to me being able to do this full time like some of the other streamers and YouTubers that are actually out there. But we're going to take a look at this year in review right after this, but make sure you hit that like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications, guys. Let's see if we can make 2022 even better. But before that, we're going to go over this year in review. So stay tuned. We'll be right on back. All right, welcome back. Like I said, we are going to do kind of a year in review. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've done this past year in terms of trying to upgrade the channel here in terms of equipment to better the experience that you guys are actually having with me. So we're just going to get right to it. We're going to move right over into my desktop here. And this is basically where we're at currently. So we are looking at live count, lifetime. We have 713 subscribers, which is a lot more than what we had about this time last year. Now, I did not get to do a year in review last year, if I'm not mistaken, but that's okay. So far I've gotten about 196,000 views, 7,600 hours of watch time. Now, I'm not monetized yet. I only have a little over around 4,100 hours of watch time this past year, which is, you want to have at least 4,000 to be able to get monetized. So I just have to keep putting more videos out and actually getting really good content out there for you guys. At least stuff that I feel is relevant. There are some things that I've kind of missed when it came to Arcade 1-Up, but I got out there to you guys that there were some really good sales for the holidays, and I think a lot of you were able to really capitalize and save quite a bit of money when it comes to those particular products. But 713 subscribers is where we're at. Just got one today, so I know that there's people that are out there that get this many in like an hour, but it's okay. I'm still small. I'm still learning. I'm doing everything on my own here. About the only thing software-wise that I really put into is the little intros that you see. And I was using some free stuff I kind of found online, but I kind of updated to some stuff that I found online as well. It's about $40. It's basically stuff that would work better for doing a stream more than anything else. But I'm able to integrate it and utilize it, especially when it comes to my scene transitions, as you've already seen. So $30-$40 from the company owned, own3d.com, I think it is. And actually came out really, really well. Sound effects and things like that as well. Now, this is just a lifetime. We're going to look at this full year for the last 365 days. So for just this past year, 63,600 views, 4,100 hours of watch time, which is actually 4,078. That's 30% higher than the previous year. So I'm actually doing pretty good when it comes to that, especially for the content that I'm doing. Now, I know what I'm doing is kind of a niche kind of thing, but sometimes the niches really get the people to come in. And once they get that 1,000 subscribers, then it's actually going to be promoted a lot more. The channel is going to be promoted a lot more. I got 307 subscribers this past year, which was actually pretty good. It is down from the previous year, but I was doing a lot more videos that year. A lot of life stuff has happened this year. So looking at the ones that I actually had go really good for this past year was the Gundam build that I ended up doing, the ASUS Gundam build. A lot of people really like that. Now, for me, for 3,000 views, that's quite a bit for me. So I'm actually pretty surprised that one did as well as it did. I did that one back in July. Now, that was really a repost for me because all I really initially did was just do a live stream. I copied it, and I ended up posting it out there for people to actually view itself. Now, it was a pretty long video, so I've only got about 7.6% of the time some people are actually watching, so a lot of them are just kind of skipping through, looking at specific parts of the actual video, which that's kind of cool, because, I mean, not everybody wants to sit around for like an hour, hour and a half to actually watch a build. You got the arcade one-up news, new partycades available now, having to do with Super Pac-Man, Defender, and Galaga. That one I only released a couple months ago, but it's already got almost 2,200 views. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Some of the other ones are a little bit older here, that I had over 2,000 views, which for my small channel, I think 2,000 views is a pretty good goal for at least initially. These two right here were from January and February. Actually, 3 of them were from January and February. The CES Capcom Legacy Edition announced. You got the John D interview with GamerHub TV, talking about some new games that might have been kind of leaked out there. And then you also had the Atari Legacy Edition in-depth look. Now, I do have people that question some of the videos that I do. They're asking, well, how can you do a review if you don't have the actual item? Reality is I'm not doing a review on these. I'm just basically getting the information out to people that may have missed a little something when it comes to reading about these, or other news articles that may have missed something that people may have actually wanted to get. Sometimes I do read directly from it word for word, because that's generally the best way to get the information. And not everybody wants to sit down and read. Maybe you're watching this or listening to it as you're going down the road, going to work or school. So I think there are advantages of me actually going and reading some of these to people as well. This is basically my top 10 list here. Black Friday 2021 sales, Miss Pac-Man Galaga Classic 1981. That's basically just as it was about to come out. It had a different kind of art style when it came to it, and they updated it and made the art on the actual cabinet itself look a lot better in terms of how they actually split one half to Miss Pac-Man and one half to Galaga. So a lot of people really like that. Simpsons Arcade finally happening. This was just before they officially announced that the Simpsons Arcade was coming out. So a lot of people were interested in that. 1,500 views. Street Fighter II Champion Edition, that's back in July. And then we had the in-depth look at Tron that I posted back in July. Now, that was when it was kind of leaked out, when it wasn't officially announced, where people were like, is this real? Is this legitimate? So that's something a lot of people really like to look at as well. It's about 1,500 views in there. But it wasn't a super long video. That's why it looks like I've got 39%, 38%. Some of these are kind of shorter videos, so they have a much higher percentage for average view duration. When it comes to that Gundam one, like I said, it was like I think like an hour and a half or something like that. So I have been trying to do a little bit longer videos for you guys so that you can get more information out there. So hopefully you guys are liking some of the information I'm putting out there about the channel here. I'm not making any money still, so I'm not monetized. So I still got almost 300 subscribers to go before they even consider monetizing me. But I also got to keep my watch time up as well. I got to try to exceed that 4,000 hours. Around this time last year, you know, you can see I had a few videos that came out where I was getting a lot of views per day, as you can see on some of these days here. I mean, I was peaking out, I think I had 873 views on January 8th of last year, because there was a lot of information that came out. I believe that was when a lot of the CES stuff was actually leaked out, especially going into the February months as well. So that's when they announced many of those particular cabinets. We did Pinball Brothers, New Wave Toys, Midway Legacy, even talked about a couple of the Retro Ralph videos as well. So there was a lot of stuff that we kind of looked at. I think this was mostly COVID related more than anything else as well. So hopefully you guys kind of like that as well. Now, when it comes to things that I've actually done for the channel to kind of enhance what we're looking at, some of the things that I ended up doing to enhance and upgrade the channel is I got my 2 lights that I showed you, my Elgato lights. I did get this new Elgato camera, which, yeah, it seems like I have a lot of Elgato stuff, and stuff by Rode, but that's because they are some of the leading manufacturers in streaming equipment. You know, I got my Stream Deck by Elgato. I got the lights. I have the camera now. Now, comparing the camera to my Logitech StreamCam, I think this is far better, especially the fact that you can update the settings from the Elgato software and save it directly on the camera. You can even change the ISO settings. So there's a lot of really good stuff that is available for us streamers. Now, yes, this Elgato camera is like $200. Does everybody have $200? No. But it was on a really good sale here just in the past couple weeks for about $170 at Best Buy. So you could have saved a little bit of money if you ended up getting it that way. Other stuff that I got, I ended up getting my microphone set up as well as my Rodecaster Pro over here as well, which I'll have links to those down below if you guys want to check those out. My audio equipment is very important now, not because it's just better audio equipment, but because most people can handle having kind of a cruddy camera, but when it comes to audio, it's not, it's got to be good. If your audio sucks, if it's kind of buzzing and it sounds like you're talking through a goldfish bowl or muffled through a wall or with a sock in your mouth, then people aren't going to want to listen to you. They're going to basically turn off, go into the next channel. You have people that will use the headsets, the gaming headsets with the microphone, which a lot of those are really good if you're actually gaming online. Now, if that's all you've got, that's all you've got. But there are things you can do in OBS or in Streamlabs to enhance the sound so that you don't sound like you're talking in a tunnel. So on top of those, I've already got the HD60S Plus by Elgato. I also have my Stream Deck, which makes switching back and forth between scenes much better. I also upgraded my computer, as you saw in the previous videos, like the Gundam upgrade. I upgraded my graphics card, upgraded my memory. I just put in another 16 gigs into my computer, so I got 32 now. On top of that, I have my AMD 5800X, as well as the ASUS Gundam motherboard. If you haven't seen those, I will try to post those right up above for you to go ahead and take a look at those if you want to take a look at them again. But I didn't want to post a bunch of videos from these because really it's mostly me sitting and talking about these. Now, there's a lot of good stuff that Arcade 1UP themselves could come out with that we've posted in the past couple of videos that I think would be amazing. You know, I have a couple other people that mentioned something about the game Stargate. You know, those are things that you can look at as well. Now, some of the things I really haven't really talked about are some of the polls that we've really been doing. So what we can do is we're going to switch over and we're going to go over into some of the polls that I've actually posted here, which I think some of you really liked. So the first one here that we're going to look at is the last poll that I posted. Do you consider the first Die Hard movie to be a Christmas movie? Most of you said, hell yeah. 81%, 58 votes. It's actually pretty good. 19%, definitely not. Just a few comments on those, but I think it's pretty clear which one is the winner here. So that's one of the main ones. Another one I posted had to do with an afterburner cabinet. 54 votes. If Arcade 1UP would make an afterburner cabinet, would you buy it? Yes, kind of beat out no way, but most of you, a majority of you said maybe depending on the price. If it's not like an $800 cabinet, I think that it could be a good seller if it's got the right games. So, are you planning to buy Tron? Now, that was one that a lot of people actually voted on. 57 people. Yes, my arcade cabinet isn't complete, or my arcade isn't complete without it. 23% of you mentioned that. And then 77%. Whew, no, it is too expensive. $700 is no joke. So most of you would not want to buy it because of the price. Now, if you guys caught it on a good sale or a clearance price, I'm sure a majority of you would eat that up, especially for your home arcades. If it got down to about $400 or $500, I think I'd see a lot of those change from no to yes, definitely. And which partycade? From Arcade 1 Up, do you like the most? Super Pac-Man, Defender, and Galaga, which were those three main ones that I did one of the videos for earlier this year. All of the above, of course, got 14%. Galaga got 31%. Defender was kind of a surprising one, 42%. But that really doesn't surprise me too much because I was skeptical about it when it was announced. But it's a really nice looking cabinet. I mean, bright, vibrant colors. I think it would look great in anybody's arcade. If you haven't gotten one and you have the room and you have the funds, definitely go get one of those Defender cabinets, unless you have other ones in mind that you really want to do. Let's see, I think there was one more. What company is your top home arcade company right now? Arcade 1 Up won that unanimously, 48 votes. 88% I put on Unico, At Games, and iArcade. Didn't even hit double digits with those. So I think I know where a majority of my crowd on my channel really is. But if you didn't have a chance to go vote in those, those are all still open. You can go in there and still vote for those if you want to as well. So, but that's pretty much my year in the review. What do I plan on doing this coming year? Some of the goals that I want to set for myself, which I'm really looking at, is to actually start myself a website with a blog in there as well, or even a vlog. I'm planning on starting a second channel, which I'm not going to necessarily be talking video game stuff, but I want to talk about helping people out in terms of building their websites, in terms of starting a YouTube channel, programs they can utilize to actually help benefit them, as well as free software they could be using, such as Canva or other software that's actually out there as well, especially when it comes to smartphones and tablets, because I know a lot of people that are doing their YouTube channels, they're using smartphones and tablets to create their content, which there's nothing wrong, especially if you look at some of the newer iPhones. Holy crap, some of those newer iPhones, the cameras are incredible. They put, many DSLR and point and shoot cameras out to pasture. I mean, they just look so nice, and I'm not even an Apple person. But one thing I am looking at doing is getting a brand new camera. I'm looking at the Canon M50 Mark II, and maybe get some equipment so it can actually walk around and record videos so it can upload it. Much better quality to you. I do want to get better with either Adobe Premiere or maybe a different piece of software that might help me create better content and make it a little easier and make it have a shorter time span in terms of creating content for you guys. Because these videos, some of them will take 10 minutes, some will take a half an hour, 45 minutes to actually record, and then it can take like an hour or two in some cases to actually edit these ones, because I'm kind of doing quick videos. So I'm not doing like a Catherine Manning where I'm recording a single video for the entire week and positioning my cameras and things like that. I haven't gotten to that level yet, but that is my next level up. I'm looking at maybe doing more affiliate stuff, but I really want to get my website up and running. I'm got a couple things that I'm toying around with, like contentbyaubrey.com or something like that. I know that they have some really good promotions going on with GoDaddy right now, so just keep your eyes open for that in the future. But that's really going to do it, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys coming out for all of my madness and insanity and my dry humor. So I appreciate you coming in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and we'll see you next year. Don't get too drunk. Until then, guys, game on.